My name is Jacqueline Fehlner. I've been an associate of the Congrégation de Notre-Dame for 5 years now. The year that Marguerite Bourgeois was canonized a saint, my daughter Christine was making her confirmation. And then the second thing that touched me very much at that time was her attitude towards teaching, and that all children were welcome. Whether they were indigenous or whether they were the settlers' children, they were all to be treated fairly. After teaching, I went into art therapy, and I was working a lot with children who had had traumatic experiences, also a lot of grief and loss issues, and I think that's where I felt Marguerite's grace, although I didn't name it as that back then, of being able to reach out and really listen and just hold their pain with them. And then later I went into hospital visiting ministry. So that's a bit of my background. 8 years ago, we moved to Nelson, British Columbia, where I took up a teaching position at the Kootenai Art Therapy Institute. And Nancy was the pastoral assistant at the cathedral. And when she heard that I had been involved in visiting ministry in hospital and long-term care, she invited me to join her in doing that at the Kootenai Hospital. And from that came an invitation to my husband and I to go to one of the gatherings at Naramata Center. She called it a retreat, and Sister Marianne Foley was presenting on visitation spirituality. And I sat there and I thought, I've been living this life for a long time. Bill and I both went to the group gatherings and to start studying more about the life of Marguerite, and just finding so many coincidences in our lives. I think our group in the West Kootenays was very special. They were very welcoming. I felt like I'm with people who are kindred spirits, who really want to grow in their faith, who are living their faith. So the times of prayer that we had together very much supported each other's ministries. It was the deep prayer that took place in those meetings that was so nourishing and nurturing. I think it's that continual invitation to be patient, to wait for the right time to speak, as opposed to just blurting it out. To have that patience with people who just don't understand what I'm trying to get across. Like when I was doing pastoral care visiting, and I think it was Marguerite's gentleness that continues to draw me. You know, there's a time and a place. Things will evolve, things will unfold. Trust God, the right time will come. I'm experiencing that working in hospice, that I'm able to reach out and give spiritual care to people who have no particular church connection, but they're searching for something more. I don't do a lot of God talk per se, and yet I know the Spirit of God, and I feel Mary and Marguerite walking into the room of the patient I'm seeing. It's Marguerite's deep love for Jesus and Mary, and I've found that my relationship has grown all the more strong with Mary in the work I'm doing, and they're showing me that I didn't have to be in the classroom to be doing liberating education in a variety of ways, through the art therapy, through the spiritual direction work, through the pastoral care visiting. I just feel a tremendous support